Hey everybody, welcome back to Discover Springford. I'm standing in front of Sal's Barbershop in Royersford, PA. This is their new location, which just opened in 2017. It was originally founded in 2015 in Plymouth Meeting, and Sal's has been making quite a name for themselves. And I think it's just about time I got a nice straight razor shave. So let's head inside. I'm Geoff Desiato, a local realtor, aspiring actor, and transplant to the Springford area. And I'm on a mission to find the best that Springford has to offer. I'll be interviewing local business owners, civil servants, and other prominent members of the community to find out what makes Springford a great place to live, work, eat, and explore. I invite you to join me on my journey as I discover Springford. As we take a walk through Sal's Barbershop, a quick disclaimer. In order to effectively catch my shave on camera, we had to forego the lapel microphones. So what you're about to hear is the audio from the camera itself. I did my best to clean up the background noise, but hopefully you can still enjoy today's episode.
Hey everybody, I'm here at Sal's Barbershop in Royersford. This is the owner, Salvatore Giannone.
Hey guys.
And he's going to give me a straight razor shave on camera for you guys. And I promise not to scream. I'm just kidding.
And I promise not to make you bleed.
That's good. So we had a little preamble, before we got started. But why don't you take us back to the beginning and tell the story of how you got, with your family involved in the industry, and then you can just kind of feel free to share as little or as much as you want about the story. So,
well, first things first. All credit goes to my grandfather. I learned from my grandfather. He was a barber for 50 years in the industry in Conshohocken. So originally I was supposed to be a graphic designer. I went to college on a full scholarship in Savannah, Georgia. Beautiful place, had a great time, a little too good of a time. I kind of got mixed up with the wrong crowd. Got into drinking, doing drugs, and I lost focus.
Right.
And when I got home, my family, they were kind of like disappointed in me. And instead of listening to the disappointment, I decided to go about it on my own.
Right.
And so I actually, I got a little deeper into the stuff that I was originally started in Savannah, and I ended up becoming homeless, and that was tough. Like I was on the streets for a while, and
was that in Philly? Or?
No, that was over in Norristown. I slept in the transportation center. I ate out trash cans. Life was so bad for me, and and one day I woke up. I looked myself in the mirror, and I told myself I was better than that. And I contacted my grandfather, who was always by my side no matter what, even if I was doing the worst things to myself. And my grandfather said, I said to him, I think I want to learn how to become a barber. And he said, well, show up to the barbershop, bring some good shoes, because you're going to be standing and sweeping for a while. So he wasn't lying. I didn't get to touch a pair of clippers for the first 6 months.
Wow.
Now, people that are apprentices, it takes 9 months and 1,250 hours, and you have to be under the supervision of a barber manager like myself or my grandfather. And there's a certain type of license that you can teach barbering to one person for every 9 months. I have had 6 apprentices myself already.
Oh wow!
And I'm blessed to say that they're all doing very well in the barber industry. Now, once I got my license, I worked alongside my grandfather for a few years, and then he retired. And I became I started working in my grandfather at the same shop my grandfather was at, and I worked there for about 3 to 4 years. And then I I had tragedy struck my family. My father passed away. He was only, at the time, only 49 years old. And I was talking with my grandfather about my father passing away, and you know, he mentioned to me, he said, you know, I wish I could go back 50 years ago. I would open up my own barbershop. He said, you know what, Sal, I think you have what it takes to open up your own barbershop. And from there, I told him, I was like, you know, I'm not ready yet. And he's like, you'll know when you're ready. And the next morning he passed away. So that was the last thing I ever talked to my grandfather about. And he was right. I knew when I was ready. About 4 years later, you know, I had broken my hand and I got laid off from my job. Decided to open up my own shop.
I mean, that's like a Hollywood story. Like if you told people that and you read it in a book, you'd be like, oh, that's too much of a coincidence that would be the last conversation. But
yeah,
I mean, that's great. That's how you know. Yeah, that's right. That's how you know that it wasn't just chance.
It was meant to be.
Yeah,
it was meant to be. And the funny thing is, like, you know, like my baptismal bonds, saving bonds and stuff like that, they all matured the same month. I lost my job and I opened up my first barbershop.
Wow.
So now, the one in Royersford is my second location. The first one's in Plymouth Meeting,
right.
On Germantown Pike. And from the get-go, from the gate, first day, it's been nothing but successful. And I can say the same, I'm blessed to say the same thing about Royersford. We have been taking over the town. People, all the kids love us. We give away free snacks. We got free food on the table over here. We got free drinks, even beer for the parents. We got Kool-Aid for the kids, lollipops, and everything. And the kids love getting the new style from younger guys like me and my crew, and it's awesome. You know, like I'm glad that the kids really love to come in here. And that's a great thing about my barbershop is that we're so diverse. We do, you know, African American hair, white hair, Asian hair, little kids' first haircuts, older men, you know, military cuts, flat tops, stuff like that. Most barbershops in America, there's, you know, they cater to one or two different kind of clientele. We want to be the first real American barbershop, or like a barbershop chain where you have the ability to go and not worry about like, hey, am I going to a place that doesn't know how to cut this kind of hair? And that's another thing that made us so successful right away.
Right. Did you know exactly what you wanted your barbershop to look like and feel like on day one, or was that something that kind of evolved over time?
Well, I always wanted to go with the red, white, and blue. I wanted to go with the red, white, and blue because that's the barber like pole colors, and I felt like that was important, you know, to have those colors in there. But it's also, I'm very patriotic. I love America, and I felt like the red, white, and blue is the right color to go with. So, I mean, to answer your question, I mean, I knew right away I wanted red, white, and blue. Yeah.
And obviously the local hometown pride of the Philadelphia area.
Yeah, of course. It blends right in with the village colors, the 60s colors.
Right.
Yeah. Don't eat your mustache.
Yeah.
Let's sure think we should keep it up.
I was saying, my wife would be so sad to see this thing go. Okay. All the ladies watching the show. Get that caterpillar off. It's literally like 10 pounds lighter. Now, as you guys have seen on the show, I've had a beard up to this point, and I mentioned before that I have to change my look, so as long as you stick along for the ride, you'll see me looking a whole lot different.
Half a mustache.
Yeah, there you go. Just don't give me the Adolf Hitler look.
No, we won't do that. It's not in style.
Yeah, I don't think it ever was.
Okay. So, when you do a straight razor shave, what you want to first do is you want to get rid of all the hair, first and foremost. And then there's different ways people approach it. I got this thing called a shaver, right? This is going to get it almost as down to as what a straight razor will, but I'm still going to go over it with the straight razor. These are like kind of fairly new, but check this out, right? You feel how your stubble is?
Yeah.
Go ahead, give it a feel before.
Yeah.
Now watch this. Now this only takes away stubble. This doesn't cut. It can't cut your hair. It can only cut stubble. And it doesn't even cut. What it does is it actually sands.
Oh wow.
Sands the hair down. Now give it a feel now.
Oh wow.
Is that pretty amazing?
That feels just like if I cut it with my razor.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right? Yeah. So this is like a way to like kind of just get it down to where I want it to be, and then I'm gonna go over it with the razor too, with the shaving gel. See, we used to use what the old barbers used to use with like, you know, the hot lather and all that. What I found was that it covers up like the white foam. It'll cover up like, you know, skin tags and moles, and then you just slide right over it with a razor.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you need a towel,
Right.
and a Band-Aid.
And a medic.
Yeah, and the best thing to do is we use a clear gel.
Yeah.
It has menthol. It has a menthol in it, and what it does is it makes the hair stand up just the same way a heated lather would.
Oh, nice.
So, but it's clear, so you can see it. So you can see it, which is really cool. Yeah, so we opened May 5th here. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. We had a big party. We were here until midnight.
Wow.
I was blessed to say we had 35 people turn out the first day, which is 35 clients.
Yeah.
We had way more than that here, but we did like pretty much from 7 in the morning till midnight at night for the first day, and it really worked well.
So you kind of grew up in the Plymouth meeting area?
I grew up in Norristown on Main Street,
Okay.
but I did go to Plymouth White Marsh High School.
Okay.
And I did really well in high school. I met a lot of, I was a pretty popular kid. I met a lot of people. I still kept close with my friends in Norristown.
That kind of explains why you picked the Plymouth meeting location, but how did you end up coming to Royersford with the second shop?
Well, to be honest, I had a lot of people driving all the way from as far as Pottstown and Bordertown and all the way to the barbershop in Plymouth because they heard how good we were. So, to me, I started to think, well, maybe they just don't have anything really, truly like we have in Plymouth, up in Collegeville, Royersford, Spring City area. And I did a little I did a little bit of research, and I saw that there was a little bit of competition, but nothing that would scare me off because I know what I bring to the table. So I decided it would be a good idea to open up a second barbershop, and I talked it over with my wife, and we decided on, we found this, this is pretty good real estate. I mean, the shopping center would do better with an anchor, obviously, but I knew I had to make myself a destination. So what I did was me and a couple of my guys went out and we stood in front of the Wawas, the 7-Elevens, the schools, everything, handed out cards. We went into we went to door with flyers. We flyered cars, whatever we had to do just to get the word out. The first 4 weeks, we handed out almost 8,000 pieces of material.
Wow, that's what people
watching this are probably like. That is the hustle of an entrepreneur.
That's right.
Which I was. I actually just received for a second year in a row Entrepreneur of the Year in Montgomery County. So
that's awesome.
If you want to be a business owner one day, you need to take the steps and you need to hustle. You need to work hard. You need to get out there and get out in front of people and and it's not just okay to sit back on your own laurels and work and wait for it to
let
come
the business
to you.
come to you. That's right.
No, you have to go out and get it.
Right.
And that's worked really well for me.
That's great. Good. Talk a little bit about some of the recognition that Sal's is already receiving. Only 2.5 years into the.
Well, not even 2 years yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the Plymouth one wasn't even 2 years ago?
No. Halloween. We opened Halloween 2015.
Wow.
So it hasn't even been 2 years yet. We're a 10-time award-winning barbershop. We got best children's haircut 2 years in a row. Best barbershop in Montgomery County 2 years in a row. I've won Entrepreneur of the Year, Most Powerful Person, Best Artist. We actually I do like designs in the back of kids' hair. Like if they want say the Eagles logo, I'll do the Eagles logo in the back of their head. So when I when I was nominated for Best Artist, they asked me, they were like, "Well, how are you an artist?" And I was like, "Have you ever seen what I've done?" And I started sending them pictures, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, you're an artist."
That's
because
awesome.
I'm doing art in the back of people's hair.
Yeah, and it's beyond just doing like the tracks that people used to get.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll show some pictures now from the site, which are available for you guys to check out. But I mean, we're doing full color too. So what do you use to do the color? Is it just a temporary?
It's
like,
an acrylic.
Yeah.
No, it actually lasts for more than one day if you wanted to. You can get it out at any time, but it is like it could last up to 4 to 5 days, which is cool because nobody wants to get something done and then it wash out that night.
It's like temporary.
So I had to find a way, and I'm actually patent pending, working on a formula to create something that would actually last for about a week in their hair that I can sell to other barbers.
Yeah,
all across
that'd be
the world.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great. So see, the entrepreneurial hustle doesn't stop once you open your first place.
No, see, I'm already looking towards my third shop, but I want to make sure that Royersford, even though it's working really well, I want to get Royersford to where I want it to be.
Right.
And the good thing about it is such the support from this community. This community is great. It is awesome. People tell their friends. The kids are telling their friends at school. When I went to Royersford Day, there were so many people I walked up to and they were like, "Oh, I heard about you guys," or "Oh, we already come there,"
Yeah, that's awesome.
or "Everybody knows who you guys are," and that makes me feel good because I really didn't know many people out here when I opened up here, and it was a major gamble. And I told my wife, like, if the second shop doesn't work, don't think I'm not gonna try again.
Yeah.
Because that's my heart there.
Yeah.
Like I'm always going to strive. Like I'm the kind of guy that when I make it to the moon, I'm like, where's Mars?
Yeah.
Like I'm always looking to expand.
Right.
And I'm bringing in other eager barbers, young barbers, people that I can share this career with.
Right. It seems like the industry at large has kind of gone through a renaissance almost.
Go ahead, you can talk.
Just that people are kind of going back to basics with a lot of things. Like the big chop shops and all that stuff. It's kind of people want the customer experience back. People, they look back on the old photos and the old Norman Rockwell traditional American kind of values. And they really take a shine to it. So I think
it's definitely coming back.
Yeah.
The barber industry is a very fast growing industry, and it's on the come up again. You can breathe, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. If you can't see me anymore, it's fine.
I think they can.
I think so. Yeah.
So this is a hot tail. We're gonna bring out the hair, make the hair stand up, so that when I go over it with the razor, that I can pull the roots. And this is that shaving gel I was telling you about. Now the good thing was the reason why. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed my prices or not, but my prices are pretty good. As far as a haircut goes, it's $20 for a male haircut, over 18, below 55 haircut is $20, but you can add a shave to it for $5.
Oh wow!
And that was something I did because not everybody has ever gotten it. Not everybody has ever received a shave.
Yeah.
So in order to like kind of bring back the nostalgia of the barbershop, I felt like there had to be a way to bring the shave into the picture. You know, like and not everybody wants to pay $15 for a shave.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Why don't we just add $5 to the haircut and let people see what getting a straight razor shave is all about.
Here we go. So it's truly an art form. You know, it's not a.
It's about pressure. It's about pressure. It's about pressure and angle.
Yeah.
You can seriously hurt somebody with one of these. I've had customers say to me, "Oh, I'm going to buy one of these and I'm going to try it myself," and I'm like, "No, don't do that." But yeah, we're doing a great job as far as bringing back that barber shop feel. You know, not a lot of places like we have the place. You know, we have the place all decked out in Philadelphia Sports, and I have motivational quotes in the bathroom, and pictures of Elvis getting his haircut. And, you know, I just try to. I want to keep it. There's a gray line between the old school and the new school.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of people that appreciate the old school, but there's a lot of people that don't want old school. They want the modern,
right,
you know, style. So I feel like I've accomplished that, but with my design of the shop, and my other shop in Plymouth Meeting looks just like this also.
Yeah.
So now I have the template. You know, and now it's just a matter of opening more shops, training more professionals, and expanding on future successes.
Now, tell me a little bit about, like, if you can recall the moment or the time where you realized, like, okay, I think this is going to work. If you can recall that moment, you know, is it a specific time that you can recall?
Well, you know, it's funny. Phil just walked in. Phil was my apprentice. Phil says to me every day, "Yo, Sal, it's working. We're getting there." And I always tell him, "Well, we're not where we need to be yet. We're not." He's so optimistic. I wouldn't say I'm pessimistic. I'm a realist. I know that it's not where I want it to be yet. So I can't honestly say, "Hey, we made it yet."
Right.
You never, like, any young entrepreneur will tell you, it's always about the next thing. You didn't make it yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I knew right away with the quality of the people that are coming in here, with the word on the streets with the kids. I mean, the kids are telling other kids, and they only want to come here.
That's good, yeah.
They don't want to go anywhere else.
They gotta look good for the first day of school, man.
Yes, I know when there's 25 people waiting here on a Saturday morning, we're doing all right.
Yeah.
We're doing just fine. And maybe we're not at the peak yet, but the more we keep working towards it, we'll be there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just had to hire. I'm going to have to hire 2 more guys.
That's amazing.
So
what are your hours?
We open 9 o'clock every day. Starting in October, we're going to be open 7 days a week. Right now, we're closed on Sundays, but starting in October, the first Sunday in October will be the first week that we're actually open 7 days a week here. Like I said, we open at 9 a.m. every morning, but we close. We take our last customer at 5:45 Monday through Friday, and 3:45 on Saturday and Sunday.
That's good. So going back a little bit, so we got your grandfather and your father. What are some life lessons that they imparted to you that you've kind of taken with you on the job here?
Well, for one, my grandfather was an immigrant from Italy. He came here with $1 in his pocket, never looked for somebody to give him anything, worked every day, went to work on his day off, they pretty much had to tell him he couldn't be there. Like he was a hard worker. He taught me that, and I remember when I was a kid watching him on Thursday nights do the payroll for the barbershop, and I used to think like, you know, I didn't want to be just a barber. I wanted to be something more than that. And then it just so happens that I'm just a barber too. But the funny thing is, my father was a great guy. He wasn't a barber. He did electric. He was an electrician. My father raised 4 boys by himself. In a 2-bedroom, small apartment I grew up in Norristown. So my father taught me never to give up, and my grandfather taught me hard work. So with that being said, I try to do that every day. You know, I try to work hard every day, and when things aren't going my way, I don't give up, because people that give up, the ground is no place for a champion.
Right.
Some, there's a lot of good quotes I have in the bathroom, and I live by a lot of these quotes, you know.
Are you the oldest of them?
I'm the oldest of 4 boys, yes. My youngest brother, I raised like a son, because when my father died, he was 12 years old or 13 years old. I just got to see him off to college.
Wow.
On a full scholarship to Westchester University.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was amazing. That was something that I was really proud of, and I know my grandfather and my father would be super proud of also.
So why don't you, as we wrap up, why don't you let people know how they can find you online, get a hold of you, share all your different social media platform handles and stuff.
Okay, so I'm located on Instagram as @Sal's Barbershop VIP, all one word. Also, that's my website, www.salesbarbershopvip. And me and my wife share our Facebook. It's Kristen and Sal Giannone.
My wife and I share ours too. That's funny.
It makes things easier.
It does.
We all have the same friends.
Right.
A lot of people will be like, "Oh, you must have did something wrong."
Right.
No, I didn't do anything wrong. I did it all right.
You got nothing to hide, right?
I don't have nothing to hide, and it's easier that way.
Right. I mentioned it to the person who first gave me the razor shave. I felt like it was something that, until I got my first straight razor shave, I wasn't officially a man yet. So I would say that's probably, I don't know, not necessarily accurate, but...
I got my first one day or 2 before I got married.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly like how I was like, oh, I want
a lot
to
of guys do. We do like big groomsmen parties all the time.
Right.
Like, we'll have like 8 guys come in at like 7:30 on the Saturday morning as they're about to get married.
That's great deal.
Yeah.
So if you're in the market to get married, make sure you add Sal's to your wedding list for sure. Or back to school, whatever it may be.
Baby butt smooth.
That's right. Well, I was born with hair on my butt, so just kidding. Too much information. I'll probably edit that out. Thanks, man. So, hey, thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Yeah, for sure.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks a lot for watching this episode of Discover Springford. I encourage you to share this episode on your social media platforms and to click on the links to find out more information about Sal's Barbershop right here in Limerick Square Shopping Center in Royersford, PA. Until next time, get out there and discover Springford.